Sunday yesterday, not much happened, but how about them Cowboys? And how about them Eagles? And how about them Redskins?
And how about Go James?
Who?
Go James.
Who? I don't know who that is.
Don't do that, Skip.
Are they still
Skip,
playing? The NBA's playing? I thought the NBA was off yesterday.
Is that where we are now?
It was the NFL. LeBron was watching the Cowboys.
No,
game.
it worked. No. Oh,
I think
he put that work in.
Oh.
He put that work in. I know you had your TV on him.
Is that all you
watched it? You had one of those.
We'll talk about that later.
Later.
The only problem I got with him, he's a Cowboy fan.
You know why he scored 51? He had just watched the Cowboys.
Whatever.
He had.
Oh, that's
Whatever.
Yeah.
Give me some.
Okay. We have a lot to get to on this Monday. Is Skip leading the Lamar Jackson bandwagon? And will Shannon be breaking out some Henny? Because LeBron did have 50. We'll see about that. But let's start with the Cowboys. They got a huge win on the road in Atlanta yesterday. Ezekiel Elliott had a monster game. Over 200 total yards, including a touchdown run in the fourth quarter to put Dallas up by 10. But the Falcons tied it up with under 2 minutes left on a Matt Ryan to Julio Jones touchdown. Dallas got the ball back. Dak Prescott led the way to set up a 42-yard game-winning field goal by Brett Maher. Cowboys are now back to 500 with the Redskins up next on Thanksgiving. Let's take a listen to Zeke and Dak after the game.
Our backs are against the wall, and they're still against the wall. And just the fact this shows the character of this team, of us swinging and fighting and coming out, and the ups and downs in this game, adversity, success, the way we just played through it and stayed together as a team.
I think we're finally hitting a rhythm. I think we're, finally hitting a stride, offense and defense, we can't lose this grit. We can't lose the way we're going out there and working every day. We can't lose the way we're going out there and competing on Sundays. We gotta build on that. We gotta get even better, so we can, hopefully try to get in these playoffs.
Shannon, I will start with you. How impressive did Dallas look yesterday?
They were impressive. Okay. They were very impressive. To go on the road, they hadn't been very good on the road this year. They hadn't won back-to-back games this year. They hadn't scored 20 points in back-to-back games this year. And so in order for them to put it together the last 2 weeks to go on the road, a division rival in Philly, get 27, go into Atlanta and win that ball game in dramatic fashion the way they did. I thought defensively they were outstanding. Atlanta had been averaging about 32 points a game at home, and to hold that team with those weapons in their building to 19 points speaks volumes to how good their defense is. And the formula for the Cowboys, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it is Zeke. It is a heavy...
You've never broken a record in your life.
Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record. Yeah. But Zeke is the way this team can this is not only the way they got back into the race as far as being in the division, winning the division, but this is the way they can maintain that, is that Zeke got 30 touches, 23 carries, Skip, seven passes, and over 200 yards. And if you look at the games in which they won, Zeke's dominated. You look at the games in which they haven't won, Zeke hasn't gotten the opportunities to show what he's able to do. I thought early on Dak missed some throws that were there, but when he needed to be good, not only was he good, he was great. And I think that's the mark of a quarterback, for him to do what he did, especially when his back was against the wall. They tied the ball game, and now Dak, you don't want to give this ball back to the Falcons. They seem to have found their rhythm. Hey, next time you go back to the you go to the middle of the field, Skip, you didn't want it to be for the coin toss. You wanted to go shake Matt Ryan's hand because you had a walk-off field goal. And that's exactly what they got. You look at the defense, I thought defensively, they got enough pressure on Matt Ryan early that he missed some throws. The throw that he got Julio Jones late in the ball game, he had that very throw, I think, late first quarter, early second quarter, and he underthrew him. That was because of the pressure. Lawrence and Gregory, those guys was collapsing the pocket. They put just enough pressure on him early that it forced some mistakes early. And again, tackling Dutchman, Skip, he showed up again. Second straight week, he got a pick. And really, that was the difference in the ball game. Other than that, it was a clean ball game on both sides of the equation. And the one mistake, I think it led to a touchdown. And the next thing you know, the Cowboys have a nice lead. Falcons come back in the ball game, but give the Cowboys credit. They are in what we call the catbird seat. The injuries that Washington has suffered, you can't lose 3/4 of your offensive linemen. Your best receiver in Paul Richards was first or second best wide receiver. and the gruesome injury that Alex Smith suffered. I know Colt McCoy's been around a while, Skip, but you know Colt McCoy is not leading Washington to anywhere. And the Eagles, we'll talk about them a little later. The Saints made them quit yesterday, beat them into submission. The Cowboys are in the driver's seat, but the next 3 weeks, you get Washington at home, and then in another week, you get the Saints. The Eagles have 3 games, 3 division games. So we'll find out in the next 3 weeks, are the Cowboys for real or are they pretending?
I think we just had breaking news here on Undisputed. I think Shannon Sharp basically just conceded.
I didn't concede nothing.
I think you just did. You went so far as to concede front runner in the NFC East after I just spent a whole week hearing about how they got no shot. The Eagles.
I didn't say they didn't have a shot.
You had said no shot, and
They got
Dak
a little
was a
shot.
bust, and now you're trying to kill me with kindness, but I think you're just over there conceding.
Nope.
Yep.
Not yet?
Yep.
I'm not conceding.
Not yet.
No.
So now for the truth about what happened
Please tell
yesterday.
us.
So I just keep underestimating my Dallas Cowboys because once again, I was wrong. I thought they were going to lose Atlanta, but I thought they were going to lose all season at Atlanta because it was such a nightmare a year ago that I told you I have not conceded yet.
I see what you're doing, Skip, baby.
I was ecstatically wrong once again yesterday, just as I was ecstatically wrong about what they did to Carson, W-I-N-C-E, and the Eagles at Philadelphia on Sunday night, the previous Sunday night. But there was no way that I thought my defense, which was allowing the third, the third most, 29th, they were 29th in third down conversions allowed, and Marcus Mariota had gone 11 for 14. And I thought that defense could hold Matt Ryan and Julio and Sanu and Ridley to just one touch. Shannon Sharp, they scored 1 touchdown, and it came late in the game, did the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
1 touchdown and 4 field goals. As you point out, that was pretty great. But the truth is, I was not all that impressed by what my Cowboys did yesterday because they should have won that game fairly easily. It still took a last-ditch drive, and I had to sit and fret Brett Maher having to redeem himself by making a walk-off field goal from 42 yards that almost hit the right upright. I still haven't quite recovered from that. I was on the floor over that one because it almost grazed the right upright.
45 yards, it might not get in.
It might not have gotten in, and that was shades of at Washington, right?
correct.
But the point was that they're not peaked yet. They're not hitting on all cylinders. They have not come together just yet. And if they do against Washington, and then who knows against New Orleans, I don't love that game, but then against Philly, if they do, they could not only be the team to beat in the NFC East, but they could be a contender in the NFC.
First of all, Skip Bayless, you make it seem like, oh, they're not hitting on all cylinders. Maybe they're a 4-cylinder and not a 12-cylinder. Maybe that's all the cylinders they
Let
have.
us count the cylinders they missed on yesterday. Early in the football game, Cole Beasley dropped a touchdown pass that hit him right there, just right in the hands, thrown by the bust, Dak Prescott. He threw a touchdown pass. Who knew he's even capable of doing this? Cole! Your hands turned to coleslaw. Well, what is that about?
The ball slick. The ball was slick.
That cost them 4 points. And then next up, we have Jeff Heath, my potential Pro Bowl safety. I'm kidding there.
Yeah, exactly.
He dropped an interception.
He didn't drop it. Julio busted him up.
Baloney! He busted it up.
Woo!
Listen, if we reverse the roles, Julio puts that in his back pocket. Jeff Heath has to catch the football.
Skip, Julio's a receiver.
Julio didn't do anything on this. He arm tackled him.
Put
Come
that
on.
shoulder pad on him.
Jeff Heath, you got to concentrate
pad
and
on him, Julio.
just hold it. Hold the football. This is going to save 3 points. And what happened? He did not hang on. And Atlanta goes down and gets 3 points they should not have had. So now we're up to 7 points. Then we got the Xavier Woods play. He's got Tevin Coleman for a 5-yard loss in the backfield. It's a tackle. It's like sitting duck tackle where, come on, we don't have this play. But the point is, Xavier Woods has got him dead to rights where he catches it, looks up, and he's right in his face, and he just swings and misses. And Tevin Coleman goes for 18 yards, and they get another field goal. It's a loser play. You cannot miss that tackle. I know he's still a young safety, but you've got to make that play. If I add that up, that's 11 points that they should have had going into the end of the football game, and it would not have been close.
Well, what about Julio? You remember Julio dropped that play on like the 5-yard line? When Matt Ryan got hit from behind and Julio came back and he ended up dropping the ball in the first quarter.
That was a hard catch.
No, it was not a hard catch.
Well,
that's
what
Julio.
you mean.
Julio got to put that in his back pocket.
Okay. So, late in the ball game, and I'm not saying these cost points, but would you believe that my Pro Bowl right guard, Zach Martin, had a false start on a 3rd and makeable that made it 3rd and unmanageable, and it cost them, they're trying to kill the clock, and instead they're going to have to give the ball back to you-know-who.
Right.
Matt Ryan in that dome. And then on the punt, you have pinned Matt Ryan back at his 17 until Lance Lenoir runs out of bounds and blasts the punt returner like it's the dumbest, the most boneheaded play you will ever see. What are you doing? And you let Mike Ryan start at his 32, and you know the rest of the story. Pretty quickly, he hits Julio for the bomb touchdown.
Yeah.
And again, Woozy played that touchdown, the throw to Julio, that one. He played it great. He was all over him. He's Julio. He's really good.
Yeah, but the thing is, Skip, is that we knew the Falcons' defense weren't very good. They're not very good in total yards. They're not very good in pass defense. And the thing is that the Cowboys did enough. They didn't get like, okay, yeah, they're really bad in pass defense. Let's just throw. They handed the ball. Look, what we're really good at, if you can't stop what we're really good at, we don't need to worry about what you're bad at. Because if you couldn't, and they couldn't stop the run. So once they couldn't stop the run, now the play action is there. He again, found his back. Zeke caught another, 5-6 balls. Rod Smith caught a couple of passes. The tight end caught 4 balls. Still, only 9 of the completions that Dak had went to wide receivers. And you're looking at Amari Cooper. Amari didn't have that bust-out game. But what he did do, Skip, he made some really tough, contested catches, especially on 3rd down, which kept the Cowboys on the field. And when you're trying to establish yourself and say, you know what, we're a team to be dealt with, you need to stay on the field on 3rd down and give your opportunity. That's going to go a long way for the Cowboys. But they're not out of the woods yet. I expect them to win on Thursday.
Also, now you're backtracking.
No.
After that opening soliloquy in which you conceded.
They are in, I did not concede. They are in the catbird seat. Given, like you said, they've backed their way into the lead. Washington, Skip, you know Washington's done.